a night of basketball we have for you. It's Hall of Fame night. The class of 2019 will be inducted at halftime of the men's game. One of the heroes in the history of Blue Dragon basketball, who was on that 1988 championship team that will go into the Hall of Fame tonight, Steve Fritz. He'll be here to talk to Coach Dan Nacarado at halftime. Steve, of course, made a couple of big plays late in that championship game in 1988 that helped seal the victory. Went on to a great career, went to the Olympics. He should be a terrific halftime guest. Oh, yeah. Then there's also the basketball games. And what an attractive pair of games we have. The Lady Blue Dragons on an amazing roll. They are 20-0, 20 straight wins to open the basketball season. But lest you think that makes them not the slightest bit vulnerable, you'd think they'd have a big lead in the conference. They don't. Seward Saints are right on the heels of the Lady Blue Dragons. Hutchinson 11-0 in the league, and Seward is 10-1. So the Dragons cannot afford a slip-up. And you would not expect it against a Colby team that comes in more in the category of dangerous rather than a serious threat to the Blue Dragons. Colby 8-11 on the season, 3-8 in league play. For Hutchinson's Lady Blue Dragons, it has just been a season in which they have dominated people, allowing 49 points a game. It's an amazing stat, Coach Knack. In the college game right now, and I don't care whether you're talking men or women, you hold opponents under 50 points a game, you got to feel really good about your chances for getting a win.
It's a great night for basketball here at the Hutchinson Sports Arena. You're exactly right, Rusty Hills. When you can hold a team to that few points a game, it's an impressive defensive accomplishment because every single team in this conference, for sure, has some outstanding scorers. But I think maybe the most impressive stat of all is Hutchinson Community College women are holding their opponents to less than 30% shooting from the field. That's playing some defense.
And we've talked about this before, and make no mistake about the fact that the Blue Dragons have some terrific players. I'm not sure that there's an All-American on this team. This team is winning by being good at every single position. The leading scorer for the Lady Blue Dragons continues to be Dejanay Roebuck. As a matter of fact, she was a Conference Player of the Week this past week. She is a terrific talent, but she's averaging 15 points a game. You look at the other kids on this basketball team. All of them close to double figures. Every single one of them capable of working their way into a game and being the leading scorer on any given night. And that's a great luxury for John Onches and his coaching staff, which goes without saying is one of the best around.
I can't imagine there could be a better coaching staff anywhere on the planet. And the nice thing about this Blue Dragon basketball team is everybody contributes. They all understand their roles, and every one of them are likable women. There are people that you can count on, and they play tough basketball. Look at this rebounding. The rebounding margin is about 18 a game. The Blue Dragons out-rebound their opponents by about 18 per game. That's a sign of toughness.
The stat you and I like to look at, the rebound difference and the turnover difference. Blue Dragons are about almost +8 in turnovers, +18 in rebound. That's 26 extra possessions a game that this team gets. And when you have a team that shoots close to 50% from the field, each possession ought to be worth a little bit over a point. So 26 possessions, maybe 28 points. That would explain much of the difference between the Dragons' offensive figure of 84 and defensive figure of 49.
Yeah, the differential of 35 points a game pretty much holds true with that formula that you were describing, Rusty.
When you look at the Colby Community College Trojans, they have not had a whole lot of success of late. They did get a win over Northwest Kansas Tech a couple of games ago, but they dropped a lopsided decision to Independence. They lost at Dodge City in a tight game. They lost at Barton in a tight game. And then maybe just a little bit of concern. They lost to Seward, but they played Seward competitively. It was a 10-point game.
They did play him tough. And I'll tell you what, Antoine Scales, the coach of the Colby Trojans, he really amassed an impressive resume while he was coaching in high school basketball at Wichita South. 4 consecutive state championships. We were the beneficiary of some of his coaching when Kyrie Rogers came to Hutchinson Community College. He was one of our better players during the last decade, and we've had a lot of good ones. But unfortunately for the Colby Trojans, Kyrie's sister, Cassandra Pollard, did not come back after the semester break, and she was averaging somewhere in the neighborhood of 14 or 15 points a game before her departure.
And it's tough to understand why that happened. You would hope that kids would feel more of an obligation to their teammates than to do something like that.
But every team is faced with adversity, whether it's injuries or issues off the court or things beyond a coach's control sometimes. But Coach Scales is he's just saying, all right, that opens up an opportunity for somebody else to step in and get the job done.
Good news for Blue Dragon Lady basketball fans. Ty Kimbrough, who was injured a couple of games ago, there was a concern that it might be a season-ending injury. It has turned out to be not that serious, and the Blue Dragons should get Kimbrough back sometime in the not-too-distant future, perhaps as early as next week.
Well, that is marvelous news. Ty had a history of some knee problems in the past, and whenever you re-injure a leg, I'm sure that it frightens you, and you immediately start getting nervous about the worst. But I'm watching Ty Kimbrough out-rebound for her teammates as the team warms up, and she looks like she's moving around pretty well, and I think she has actually started to practice again with the team. At 6'4", she's an element on this Blue Dragon women's basketball team that definitely helps them.
The other injury that Blue Dragon fans have had to take note of is the injury to James Rojas on the men's side. Rojas has missed a number of games. Blue Dragons have won all but one of those, but every one without him has been a struggle. I understand that he may be able to play maybe even a little bit tonight. So good news that Rojas seemingly about ready to come back for the Blue Dragon men, who will have a tough matchup against Colby in the night's second game.
As soon as James Rojas can come back, that definitely helps the Blue Dragon attack, particularly on offense with that shooting stroke that he has, and he's got some rebounding ability as well. He's a difference maker.
And the Colby team that comes in tonight, coached by a former Blue Dragon, Rusty Grapel, they come in with wins over Barton and Seward in their last 2 games. Seward, one of the teams to beat, certainly on the west side, along with Barton. And that win, by the way, over Barton was at Barton. So It's a Colby team that will test the Dragons severely in tonight's second game.
Barton's a tough place on visiting opponents, so that's pretty impressive to go there and come home with a win.
We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with Darren Dunn's introduction of the starting lineup.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
This is Carter Fowle, president of Hutchinson Community College. I invite you to join us this winter as the proud tradition of Blue Dragon men's and women's basketball continues at the historic Hutchinson Sports Arena. Both teams are favorites in the tough Jayhawk Conference, so you won't want to miss any of the action. Find the schedule at BlueDragonSports.com, like us on Facebook, and follow Blue Dragon Sports on Twitter. As always, go Blue Dragons.
Vehicles are getting pretty smart these days with semi-automatic control features that make driving easier. But riding an RCAT vehicle is easier yet. You don't have to do a thing. Just stand along the route, wave your hand at the driver, and hop on. RCAT is first come, first served general public transportation that travels throughout Hutchinson and South Hutchinson hourly, on weekdays from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 694-2913 for further information.
No time to fix breakfast? Just call us at Anchor Away 662-3100 and we'll have it ready for you. Choose from our selection of breakfast burritos, biscuits, or one of our 5 different complete breakfast plates. Breakfast from 7 to 10:30, Monday through Saturday. If you missed us for breakfast, we're here for lunch and dinner too. Pick up your favorite Mexican dinner or take some home for the family. We're open till 9. That's Anchor Away, drive-through, carry-out, and catering under the water tower at B&. Adams in Hutchinson, 662-3100.
Next Tech Wireless has plans for every lifestyle, including our new and improved Advanced Pay Plan. Get the nationwide coverage and data you want without a commitment. Plans start at $30 per month, and you can get unlimited everything for as low as $35 per month. Activate a new Advanced Pay Plan and receive a free Moto G4 Play. Or receive your first month free when you purchase a new phone or bring your own phone. 'Tis the season for savings. Visit Next Tech Wireless today. Certain restrictions apply.
All right, let's join PA announcer Darren Dunn for his introduction of tonight's starting lineups.
First, for the visiting Trojans of Colby. At guard, a 5'7" sophomore from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, number 2, Sia Williams. At guard, a 5'5" sophomore from Irving, Texas, number 3, Jordan Dixon. At forward, a 5'8" sophomore from Keller, Texas, number 5, Caitlin Guillory. At forward, a 5'10" sophomore from Wichita, Kansas, number 23, Mari Scales. And at forward, a 5'11" sophomore from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, number 35, Michaela Bethel. The Trojans are 8-11, 3-8 in the Jayhawk Conference, and coached by Antoine Scales in his first season, assisted by Morgan Simmons.
And while they turn the lights down and show some of the highlights of Blue Dragon women's basketball on the video board, it'll give us an opportunity to remind you that this is a chili and pie feed night, fundraiser for Blue Dragon Athletics. If you're thinking about what to do with your evening, why not join us here in the sports arena? Should be a couple of good basketball games. And I can vouch from personal experience, Coach Mack, the chili and the pie, they're just fine.
Well, you are always very disciplined with your diet, Mr. Hills, so
not today.
That's too tempting when you're facing that good chili and pie like we have here at the sports arena tonight.
But seriously, it's for a great cause, and if you could help out with that, it would be appreciated. Went to the luncheon honoring the Hall of Fame inductees at noon today. It was good to see Josh Gooch there in addition to all of the inductees. Josh up and around, not quite ready to come back full time yet, but looking good.
When he's ready to come back and talk to us about that process of going through that knee replacement, we'll be glad to hear it.
Community College Blue Dragons. At guard, a 5'8" freshman from Baldwin City, Kansas, number 2, Abby Ogle. At guard, a 5'8" sophomore from Dodge City, Kansas, number 12, Tia Bradshaw. And forward, a 5'11" sophomore from Olathe, Kansas, number 22, Deshante Ropa. And guard, a 5'6" freshman from St. Paul, Minnesota, number 23, Michaela Van Ness. Forward, a 6' sophomore from Liberal, Kansas, number 32, Jada Mickens. The Blue Dragons are 20-0, 11-0 in the Jayhawk Conference, and number 4 in the nation. Coached by John Hunches in his 12th season, assisted by Travis Burke, Bill Anderson, and Jamie Patrick. The visuals for tonight's contest: Fred Shear, Neil Jeffrey, and BJ Moore.
The next basketball outing for the Blue Dragon ladies will be At Barton next week. Next week, a big week of basketball. At Barton on Wednesday, and Seward comes into the sports arena on Saturday.
Rusty, I just have to observe what a great job Darren Dunn does on that PA, and what Steve Carpenter and the whole Hutchinson Community College Athletic Department has done with that pregame intro. It gets you ready for some excitement.
Michaela Bethel jumps center against the Blue Dragons. Jada Mickens, and Hutchinson controls the tip. Ball in the hands of Tia Bradshaw. Plays it in the corner to Ogle. Now the entry pass inside, and the shot blocked as it was put up by Roebuck. Got a couple cracks at it. Ogle keeps it alive. It goes out front, and the three-pointer is off the mark by Michaela Van Epp. And finally, the Trojans come away with a rebound.
Great box out by Michaela Bethel for the Trojans. She picked up 2 rebounds on that possession.
Sia Williams with it for the Trojans. Angle dribble to the right side, picks up her dribble, plays it up top to Mari Scales. Scales again working to the right side of the floor, and back to Williams it goes. Now inside and taken away by the Dragons. Coming up with it is Tia Bradshaw. Bradshaw pushes. Long pass down the floor. Jada Mickens misses a couple of shots, and the rebound comes off to Colby. That was actually Dejanay Roebuck that missed a couple of opportunities there.
But you like to see the Blue Dragons run the floor the way they did that trip. They keep beating their opponent down the floor, they'll score a lot of points.
Guillory is back to a driver, then to the side. It goes to Scales, back out front. Dixon, three-point try off the back iron. Dragons rebound. You can perhaps hear Coach John Onches say go. Dragons push it down the floor. There's a drive underneath the basket and a reverse layup. Nicely done by Michaela Van Epp.
Van Epp went to the left hand. Van Epp's an outstanding three-point shooter, but she just showed her ability to drive to the basket on that trip.
And we have an early timeout taken by Colby. It's a 30. We'll be right back.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager at Midwest Toyota. And with a new year brings big savings on leftover models, like a new 2018 all-new body style Camry LE with an MSRP of $26,549, now only $21,999. Or how about a 2018 Tundra 4x4, list of $41,278 for only $34,999. Hurry, because when they're gone, they are gone. So come see us at 1100 East 30th or online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
Coach Scales saw something. He took a mighty early timeout with just a 2-0 basketball game.
I think he knows that this Blue Dragon team is not one you want to dig yourselves a hole when you're facing them.
Dragons come out of the timeout with pressure and succeed in making Colby use a lot of time to get it to the offensive end. Trojans, by the time they're at the offensive end, had only about 20 seconds to work with. And further compounding the problem is Dejanay Roebuck, who just knocked it out of bounds. Now the Trojans playing at half court with just 9 seconds left on the shot clock.
Hutchinson has already attempted 6 shots this game. Colby just 1.
Colby tosses it to Amari Grayson. Grayson with 7. I'm not sure she realized it. Grayson drives, takes it to the baseline, throws up a wild shot, almost got it to go. Nice offensive rebound by Sia Williams, and then it is taken away from her by Michaela Van Epp. Van Epp pushes it the other direction, comes top of the key, swings it left side. Abby Ogle, and underneath, great ball handling, and the basket scored by Dejanay Roebuck, and it's 4-0 Blue Dragons.
Dejanay Roebuck averages 15 points a game. Tack on about 8 rebounds. With that, she's an impressive player.
Amari Grayson, left side to Williams. Sia Williams wants to drive, can't. Tosses it back top of the key. Guillory with it, lobs it on the side to Grayson. Grayson takes it into traffic, plays it backwards to Guillory. Shot clock at 2, shot clock at 1. Taken away by the Blue Dragons. Tie up, but it's a shot clock violation anyhow. Well, maybe not.
It certainly appeared that should have been a shot clock violation.
They're going to talk about it. I think they're going to decide it was a shot clock violation.
What a tribute to that Blue Dragon defense, because that's 2 trips in a row that Colby has struggled to get a shot in 30 seconds.
They say the tie-up came before the end of the shot clock, so it's a fresh 30 seconds for the Trojan ladies, who inbound and get a nice little jumper off the baseline by Grayson that is not good. Rebounded by Mickens. And head quickly in a hurry. Roebuck the layup. Nice pass from Tia Bradshaw. And Dejanay Roebuck has her second basket.
The Blue Dragons not only push the ball up the court quickly, their post players sprint from block on one end of the court to the block on the other.
There's a drive by Fusler. Her shot missed. Rebounded by Roebuck. Bradshaw. Bradshaw pushes. Bounce pass goes inside to Mickens. Mickens closely covered. Goes back out front to Bradshaw. Tia, Dodge City product, leaves it for Vanette. Now Ogle has it on the left side. Almost lost it. Got it back. Shot comes out of the corner. It is a three-point try by Vanette. Not good. Offensive rebound. Nice passing inside. That time it was Mickens setting up Abby Ogle for the lay-in.
Blue Dragons working the boards. Great interior passing off the rebound.
An 8-0 beginning for the Blue Dragons, who look at the moment very much like one of the top 4 teams in the country. Grayson using a lot of the shot clock, just dribbling out front. Finally gives it up to Maury Scales. Scales drive cut off. Back to the outside to Knight. And the three-pointer is good by Kiera Knight. She shoots only 19% from 3, but 100% on that one.
Took the Trojans over 4 minutes to score.
And it is 8-3. Ball lobbed inside. Nice entry pass. Catch and conversion by Jada Mickens.
This is a Blue Dragon team clicking on all cylinders. They're fun to watch.
Mari Grayson picked up by Bradshaw as she comes across the timeline. Spins at the free throw line. Help comes. Now the ball taken to the side, tossed down on the baseline, and stolen away again by the Dragons. Michaela Vanette to Ogle, running the floor. Roebuck got fouled as she put it up. 2 shots coming for Dejanay Roebuck, and we have already, Coach Knack, seen some of the prettiest fast breaks you'll ever see.
Absolutely. Everybody's got to love watching this team compete. No matter who the opponent is, it's a fun brand of basketball to watch.
Amari Grayson, the foul, 2 free throws for Roebuck. First one is good. Dejanay already with 5. Hutchinson as a team, pretty good at the free throw line. 70%.
Thea Vincent checking into the game along with a couple of other Trojans re-entering.
Both free throws by Roebuck good. And the Blue Dragons lead at 12-3. Halfway through the opening quarter, Hutchinson pressure this time handled better. But although Colby able to get the ball up the floor, they don't take advantage of beating the pressure. And the shot clock already down to 12. There's a nice drive to the inside, but the shot not good by Williams. A follow shot, though, is good.
Turned out to be a long rebound. Colby did a nice job of collecting it.
I believe that was Michaela Bethel that scored. Blue Dragons with the basketball. Again, they get it inside. And again, Mickens with the layup. Colby providing no competition whatsoever on the inside.
That was Guillory on that last trip, Rusty.
There's a drive, a lot of contact. Shot missed by Guillory. Offensive rebound by the Trojans. Back out front, the three-pointer is missed by Sia Williams. And rebounded by the Dragons, who are already up the floor. This time Bradshaw takes it down on the dribble, tosses it out front to Ogle, off to Mickens for 3, back iron, missed. Offensive rebound by Dejanay, and Roebuck is fouled. She'll get 2 more free throws.
Both these teams are in excellent condition. They're sprinting up and down the court, and both teams are really getting after it.
That is the first foul on Sia Williams. Roebuck, who already has 6 points to her credit, settles in. First free throw bounces away. She makes about 3 out of every 4 on average across the course of the season. Blue Dragons will make some substitutions now.
Blue Dragons typically attempt around 23 free throws a game because they push the ball up the court and attack the basket. They get fouled a lot.
1 more free throw for Roebuck. This to make it a 10-point lead. And it's good. So Desjardins having a big first quarter. And now we've got a lot of new Dragons out there. We'll pick them up for you as they get involved in the action. Coach Anches has a lot of confidence in his bench.
Pretty much everybody contributes.
For Colby's Trojans, Guillory drives baseline and steps out of bounds.
Outstanding defense. You know, the thing that Blue Dragon defense does so well is they force their opponent to eat up a lot of the shot clock before they ever actually get into their offensive set.
Lauren Mapasua controls by the Dragons. Takes it on the side to Alon Schimmel. Now out front, Johnson. Now the bounce down to Tenney on the baseline. Back out front. Nice ball movement. At the free throw line, it is Johnson. Her shot doesn't go. Trying to rebound is Keely Tenney, and it's out of bounds. I think it will stay with Hutchinson.
If you've ever watched a Coach Anches practice, you'll see some spirited rebounding competition going on in a lot of those practices. It shows up in games.
And there's an illegal screen on the inbounds play. And from her reaction, Bennett knew it. Coach Anches is not agreeing with the call, but it's a turnover. And a ball back to Colby. Trojans trail at 15-5. Grayson, right corner to Sia Williams. Back out front, Guillory. Now left side of the floor and traveling call. I'd say the Dragon defense has been pretty outstanding for the first 7 minutes of this one.
It certainly has.
5 points. The Dragons haven't had to make a jump shot yet. They've been able to get the ball inside. Dragons keeping it on the perimeter. Set shot 3, top of the key, is missed by Vanette and rebounded out by Colby. For the Trojans, Amari Grayson. Works between the circles out front. Drives, Dragon deep, Bender doing a good job of staying with her. That's Schimmel, shot from the side, missed. Rebounded by Schimmel. Schimmel comes out with it on the dribble, pushes it to the offensive end. Back is Colby. Johnson has the top of the key, right side. It goes to Mapasua. And a set shot 3, missed from the top of the key by Tenney. Rebounded out by Colby's Trojans. They almost throw the outlet pass away, but it is tracked down by Guillory. Dragons back defensively. We're down to 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter.
Blue Dragons have a great method of taking their opponent out of their comfort zone.
That's what good defensive teams do. There's a jumper from the perimeter, missed by Sia Williams. Rebounded out by the Blue Dragons, Lauren Mapasua. Colby races back on defense. Mapasua stops, gives to Johnson, resists the urge to shoot the 3, goes inside with it and draws a foul.
She certainly thought about it, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
She was eyeing that rim from the 3-point line and then decided, well, maybe I better go ahead and attack the goal, and she drew the foul.
The foul is the first of the night on Michaela Bethel. Nobody in the game with more than 1 foul. The free throw is good. First point for Michaela Johnson. Getting to play a lot more due to the injury to Ty Kimbrough. Again, expectations are for Kimbrough to be back perhaps next week. Michaela Johnson has been a very capable backup, and both free throws are good by Michaela.
Her opportunity to get extra minutes will just make her that much better because she has improved every opportunity. She's already a pretty good player.
17-5, Blue Dragons with the advantage. Drive from the right side, shot up and missing by Kiera Knight. Rebounded by the Dragons. Dragons push, toss it to the corner. Corner 3, good, ring it up for Milan Schimmel. She's made 18 of them this season, and that one pushes the Dragon lead to 15 at 20-5. Drive for Colby by Maury Scales. Now back out front, Grayson. Grayson to Scales, and she is bumped and fouled on a drive to the basket. Keely Tenney will pick up the foul for the Dragons.
That's her first personal, team second.
The other on Michaela Vanette. And now we're going to see Sarah Kramer on the floor.
Sarah Kramer has been stroking it well from three-point range the last few games. I think she made 3 of them on Wednesday night at Dodge City.
Michaela Van Eck comes out, baseline drive, out of control. Could be travel, could be about anything.
Milan Schimmel she went up to play defense and took the ball away from her opponent.
But she was standing on the baseline when she did so. Comes out front to Grayson. Grayson with a long 2 that is woefully short, out of bounds to the Dragons. Inside a minute to play in the first quarter. Rusty Hills, Dan Nacarado filling in for Glenn Grunwald, who was with the Hutchinson High School girls in the high school tournament the past 3 days in Lawrence. So Glenn taking a night off, and we are so happy to be here with you. Johnson, right side of the floor to Mapasua. Mapasua lost the handle on it, dives for it, and they're going to call a timeout. And it will stay with Hutchinson.
Blue Dragons have a lot of tricks in their bag on these sideline inbounds plays.
With the ball out front for the Dragons is Mapasua. Now it's Sarah Kramer. Kramer takes a little jump shot, missed it off the side of the rim. Rebound, foul on Hutchinson.
Trojans did a really nice job of defense guarding on that inbounds play from the sideline. Trojans didn't allow the Blue Dragons to get the look they wanted.
Michaela Johnson picking up the foul, her first. And Coach Onch is not very happy with the way the last possession was handled by the Blue Dragons.
The problem was all 5 Blue Dragons were not on the same page.
And the Dragons get beat down the floor, but an inside shot missed, but the second one not. Offensive follow is good by Tamia Mobley. And on that note, the first quarter comes to a close. Hutchinson after 1 on top 20-7. Second quarter in 1 minute.
It was such an overwhelming success that Donna Pitzer, the bag lady, is extending her sale. Get a top-of-the-line Panasonic Performance vacuum for only $299. That's the same price you paid in 1988, over 30 years ago, and a $200 savings. You'll never get a vacuum of this quality priced better. This vacuum comes with all the accessories and includes a 2-year warranty. Donna will also deliver your new vacuum absolutely free. Now through January, get your new Panasonic vacuum for the 1988 price of $299. Call Donna Pitzer, the bag lady, at 663-4322.
Basketballs are bouncing and crowds are cheering. Your best offense during cold and flu season is a good defense. Drink plenty of liquids, get plenty of rest, and keep your hands sanitized. If a bug still manages to get you, Ashcraft Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy, has over-the-counter medications that can help. Or if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, Coach Knack, defense prevalent in the first quarter for the Blue Dragons.
The Blue Dragons forced the Trojans into 6 turnovers in that first quarter.
That was a big factor, that and the ability early in the game of the Dragons to beat Colby back down the floor and get a lot of easy shots.
Well, here's our formula again, Rusty. Blue Dragons had 4 fewer turnovers than the Trojans and 5 extra rebounds.
That should translate to 9 or 10 points. The Dragon lead is 13. Colby with the basketball as period number 2 is underway. Top of the key, it is Kira Knight. Drives down, banks it off the glass, and scores it. Nice shot by the young lady from Hobbs, New Mexico. She has 5.
High degree of difficulty, but she was up to the challenge.
Blue Dragons with the basketball. Johnson has it top of the key. High-low, and it's broken up by Colby, and off the fingertips of Keely Tinney. And Coach Johnson's going to send the rest of his starters back out there.
He is not going to hesitate. The Blue Dragons gave up a basket on the defensive end and then committed a turnover on the offensive end. So he's going back to some different players.
Colby basketball down at the moment 20-9. There is a drive into the paint. Shot too hard by Kira Knight. Scramble for the rebound. Colby keeps it alive and winds up hitting a bank shot from the left elbow by Maury Scales.
One of those unintentional bank shots, but it still counts.
And it's 22-11. The first two baskets of the second quarter have been scored by the Trojans. There's a nice give and go by the Blue Dragons, and the conversion by Tia Bradshaw.
Very smooth.
22-11. Hutchinson doubling up Colby in the early going. Sia Williams guarded by Tia Bradshaw. It's fun to watch this Hutchinson team play defense. There's a pretty good drive shot off the window. Tough shot. Doesn't go from Mobley. Rebounded by the Dragons. Dragons always looking for an opportunity to push. Kramer in the corner. Overthrows inside, trying to get it inside to Roebuck, and it's taken away by Colby. Now the Trojans try to cut into an 11-point deficit. Sia Williams holds out front between the rings. Shot clock at 15. Right side to Guillory. Guillory drives down the right side of the lane, throws up a wild shot, hoping to get fouled, and that's exactly what happened. On her arm, Milan Schimmel.
Of the 18 shots the Trojans have attempted so far in this game, about 14 of them have been from that same location.
First free throw is not good.
Blue Dragon defense held that Trojan offense to just 3 of 15 from the field in the first quarter. That's 20% by my math.
And you talked about the fact that the Blue Dragons as a team holding opponents to about 30% shooting. Second free throw is good. Guillory goes 1 of 2. And the Hutchinson advantage is 10. A couple minutes into the second quarter. Mickens has it, top of the key for Hutchinson. Now the high-low. This time the catch made down on the baseline by Roebuck, too far under. Got hacked as she put the shot up. Dejanay will go back to the free throw line and shoot what are for her already her 5th and 6th free throws.
Foul was committed by Caitlin Guillory.
Free throw bouncing around and not good. So Roebuck has gone 3 of 5 at the stripe. Leads all scorers with 7. Second free throw is good. Again, Dejanay, the player of the week in the conference last week on the women's side. Ball almost turned over. Coach Anges and Coach Anderson hollering. They think every loose ball should go to the Dragons. There's a little jumper in the lane, not good. Rebounded by Hutchinson. Ahead to Bradshaw, accelerates to the basket and then throws it into the crowd. Accelerated to the basket, tried to go to the corner to Michaela Van Ept. Michaela would have needed a step ladder and a couple of catalogs to catch that one.
It's just like a football quarterback who scrambles. When he's on the run, sometimes he'll overthrow his target. That's exactly what happened with Tia Bradshaw that time.
Dragons trapping in the backcourt, get a deflection, get a takeaway, taken away by Bradshaw. Drives down, and as she is ready to shoot, gets fouled. I think they'll say she was in the shooting motion, but a nice backcourt double team by the Dragons, forcing the turnover.
Another thing that's so impressive about this Hutchinson Community College basketball team, on that rare occasion when they do make a mistake, they don't just pout about it. They go back and compete, and then that particular time, Tia Bradshaw, after she committed the turnover, she got the steal.
Now settles in to shoot 2 free throws. First one is missed.
Teams tend to take on the personalities of their coaches, and this coaching staff is smart, tough, and they're winners.
One more free throw coming for Bradshaw, and it is missed. But an offensive rebound by Mickens, and the follow shot is good, and Jada has half a dozen.
Impressive offensive rebound.
25-12. Again, the Dragons keeping the pressure on in backcourt. And finally, the Trojans get it across the timeline, but it took them nearly 10 seconds to do so. Guillory has the ball at the top of the key. Plays it left side. Drive comes from that side. Almost a travel. Back out front to Guillory. 3 up and good. Caitlin Guillory. She has half a dozen. And it's 25-15.
Blue Dragons are coming down and running the old Tex Winter triangle offense.
Roebuck this time at the top of the key. Left side for the Blue Dragons, it's Milan Schimmel. Now Mapasua all alone for 3. Can't leave her alone. She buries the 3-pointer. 28-15. Again, a little bit of pressure in the backcourt, not really designed to cause turnovers, just to use time. Trojans get it up the floor, but again, by the time they get in their offense, 10 seconds of that 30 seconds has already run off the shot clock. For the Trojans, Guillory drives, takes it to the glass, and scores it. That was a little easier for Guillory than Coach Anches would have liked.
Guillory's having a good game. She's got 8 points in this first half.
28-17. Roebuck. Now the Dragons weave it out front. Bradshaw has it on the right side of the floor. Back out front. Schimmel drives to the basket, dishes it off beautifully. And the basket by Jada Mickens. What a job on the drive to set it up.
That's team basketball at its finest.
That was pretty. For Colby, Jordan Dixon. Dixon drives in, gets loose, misses the close range shot, taken away by Tia Bradshaw. Bradshaw pushes, swings it to the side. Set shot doesn't go. Ricochets out front. Vanette tracks it down. Now inside, picked up by Roebuck, and she's fouled. Coming up, free throws 7 and 8 for Dejanay Roebuck.
That was a pretty nifty no-look bounce pass from Vanette. Now, different statisticians have different opinions on this, but I've always felt like if you make a good pass and your teammate gets fouled before they can complete the shot, but they make a free throw, I think you should get an assist.
I don't think the stat books will agree with you.
That'd be in the world, according to Coach Knack, it would work that way.
Roebuck hits the first of two. Hutchinson leads at 31-17 midway in the second quarter. Again, we hope to have Steve Fritz on at halftime of this girls contest. What a career he's had. Second free throw rattles around but tumbles through. And Roebuck with 10 points. First in double figures of any lady on the floor.
Steve Fritz, arguably the greatest athlete in the history of Hutchinson Community College.
Pretty good case could be made for that. Step back shot at the free throw line, bounces in for Jordan Dixon. 32-19. Roebuck, left side. Back to Roebuck, top of the key. She puts up a three, doesn't get it. Beckett tries to rebound, and we have a tie-up. And the arrow will leave it with Hutchinson.
Both teams are battling. Fun game to watch. When players are giving a great effort and playing hard, it's always fun to watch.
Lauren Mapasua back in the game for Hutchinson. She stands on the baseline to the offensive left of the basket, signals the play, comes into Mickens, corner left. Now out front to Brett, who puts up a three, doesn't get it. Nice offensive rebound and follow, and two more for Dejanay Roebuck. This in-stater from Olathe is special. 34-19, Hutchinson with the big lead.
She's making a case for consideration for All-American.
There's a nice anticipation takeaway by Abby Ogle. Ogle drives down all by herself, lays it up and in. Second basket for Abby. And the Blue Dragon lead all of a sudden has ballooned to 17.
Abby Ogle just does so many little things well to help her team win.
There's a jump shot from the side, miss. Offensive rebound by Guillory off the miss by Grayson. Fresh shot clock. Actually not, because the first shot didn't hit the rim. There's a drive underneath the basket. A blocking call will go against the Blue Dragons. Mapasua will draw the whistle. Her first. No free throws.
Mapasua from Queensland, Australia. And she is a fun student to study business with, as are many of these Blue Dragon basketball players.
It's a lot warmer back home than it is here. Ball comes in to Sia Williams, who brings it out front. Try to set the offense. Bounce pass to the right side to Dixon. Dixon comes top of the key, goes to Sia Williams on the side. Williams wants to drive, can't get by the guard of Abby Ogle. Off to Jordan Dixon. Dixon drives down, takes a guarded shot, and it rolls in. She was about as well covered as you can be covered by Mapasua. Made the shot anyhow.
Give Dixon credit. That was a difficult shot that she was able to make.
36-21 Hutchinson. Now Mickens operates at the top of the key. Leaves it for Ogle. Ogle back on the side. Brett drives underneath, reverses it up and in. Kelsey Brett with her first points.
Kelsey Brett, another one of those Blue Dragons that shoots it well from the outside, but has also learned the ability to drive it to the goal.
Another Blue Dragon from the Southern Hemisphere. She's from Adelaide, South Australia. Colby's Trojans work it corner right. Dixon has it. Dixon just holding. Now starts a drive. Lost the handle on it. Taken away by Ogle. Ogle pushes it up the court. Has trouble controlling her dribble. Falls on top of it. And the shared possession is going to give it back to Colby.
Abby Ogle is so good at stealing the basketball and then pushing it on the fast break going the other way. She did that at Baldwin City High School, where her team was pretty impressive for several years.
Dragons have always had a lot of good in-state basketball success. For Colby, Sia Williams steps across the half-court line with 2:15 to play in the first half. She maintains her dribble, takes it to the right side of the floor. Now up high to Guillory. Guillory wants to drive. Dragons won't allow that. Backdoor play. Foiled. Ogle gets the takeaway. Ogle tosses it up the floor. And for the Blue Dragons, handling in the offensive end, Keely Tinney winds up getting a basket. Keely Tinney puts a two-pointer.
She gave it up to Jada Mickens. Mickens missed the shot, and Tinney continued to hustle, and she went and scored herself.
So it is 40-21. 90 seconds remain in the opening half. It is all Blue Dragons. Sia Williams spends a lot of time each possession just dribbling the basketball. Now to Scales with it. There's a drive from the left side. Shot up, missed. Rebounded by the Dragons. Guillory couldn't get it to fall. Dragons with it. Take away of the rebound. Mapasua drives in the end and scores. Lauren Mapasua, a two-point basket to go with her tray, and the Blue Dragons doubling up Colby with a minute to play in the first half, 42-21. Colby's Trojans give up quite a few points, 63 a game. Dragons will surpass that. There's a three-pointer that helps the Colby cause. Maury Scales from the top of the key. 42-24.
Right now, every player on the court, with the exception of Sia Williams, has scored.
For the Dragons, Ogle. Now up high. It is Keely Tinney. Now it is Brett with it. Shot clock at 10. Ogle on the right side drives, lobs it down underneath, and the Dragons get an easy basket from Keely Tinney. Again, a nice assist on the play. Colby has 10 seconds to work with after they cross the half-court line. There's a drive by Sia Williams. Has to toss it back out front. Shot misses everything. Dragons rebound the miss, and we go to halftime. A dominating first half by the Blue Dragons of Hutchinson. The number 4 team in the country with a 20-point bulge at the break. 44-24. Our halftime in 2 minutes.
Your life is busy. Are you ready to open an account, apply for a loan, check your balances, make a transfer, deposit a check, pay bills? With electronic banking from The First, you can now take care of all your mini banking needs from the comfort of your home or office. Anytime, anywhere, 24/7. Visit fnbhutch.bank to get started. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
For over 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has designed, built, and remodeled homes and commercial projects in central Kansas. Whether you're looking to replace a deck, wanting to build an addition, or remodel your kitchen, our customers receive individualized attention, quality craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service from start to finish. Erickson Custom Building offers new construction and remodeling services in addition to commercial and insurance projects. Visit our website today at ericksoncustombldg.com.
It is halftime in the women's game in the Sports Arena, and the Blue Dragons coasting 44-24, although when you watch the Dragons play, all you see is effort. Coasting generally gets you a spot on the bench. Dragons playing well. This is the first half Medicine Shop game capsule. The Medicine Shop would like you to try the Home Sweet Hutch section. Home Sweet Hutch is the section where local vendors sell their homemade goods. Current offerings include coffee beans, salsa pickles, mustard, jerky, summer sausage, beef chews, flavored toothpicks, jelly, homemade candy including peanut brittle, peanut clusters, and chocolate toffee. What makes it special? The local vendors get 100% of their sales and profits. Another great service from another great Hutchinson business, the Medicine Shop. You'll find the Medicine Shop conveniently located at 14th and Main. We've been talking about the Little White Castle on the northwest corner for a long, long while. Coach Knack?
It's a great place to shop, and we always enjoy listening to you. Tell us about it, Rusty. Let's trade chairs here, Coach Fritz. I'm going to do a quick update of halftime. 10 Blue Dragon players scored in that first half of action. Hutchinson leads this at halftime, 44-24. Let's just talk about those 10 Blue Dragons who have scored. Abby Ogle put in 4 points. Lauren Mapasua, 2. Kelsey Brett, 2. Tia Bradshaw, 2. Keely Ting scored 4. Milan Schimmel put in 3 points. Michaela Vanette, 5. Michaela Johnson, 2. Jada Mickens scored 8 points, and leading all scorers in this first half, Dejanay Roebuck put in 12 points in that first half. The Blue Dragons out-rebounded the Trojans 24-11. That's usually a pretty good indication that you're going to be in pretty good shape at halftime when you can out-rebound your opponent by 13 in the first half. Scoring for the Colby Trojans in that first half, Jordan Dixon's 4, Caitlin Guillory put in 8, Kiara Knight 5, Laurie Scales, the coach's daughter, put in 5 points. And Mobley scored 2, so it's 24 points for the Colby Trojans. Hutchinson Blue Dragons lead it at halftime, 44-24. We're going to take a 1-minute break, and when we come back, it's arguably the greatest athlete in the history of Hutchinson Community College will join us. We're glad you're with us, Steve Fritz.
Glad to be here.
Okay, Larry, let's take a 1-minute break.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112. Are you tired of your dusty or muddy driveway? APAC Kansas Shears Division is here to help. This is Derek Fees. Call us and ask us about our asphalt millings. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, arrange for pickup or delivery at your convenience. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
Right. Go ahead.
Now?
It's not often that I get to coach somebody up on how to run the dials for the radio control panel, especially somebody that's as well known as Steve Fritz. Coach Fritz, thanks for joining us tonight.
I appreciate being here.
I'm Coach Knack, and this is the halftime interview with one of the legendary student athletes from Hutchinson Community College. Back in the late 1980s, you were playing a little bit of basketball here and also participating in track.
A little bit of basketball, a little bit of running around the oval track, and it was a really good time.
I'm not sure you have probably ever seen the pregame that we put on the big screens before tip-off, but it features the shot at the national tournament right here at the Sports Arena.
No, Sports Arena looks great. I haven't been back since it's been redone. I was here, I think, the year before they upgraded it. It looks great. But yeah, the video boards would have been really nice to have back when I was here. But that really wasn't quite the technology that they were using back then.
I think we counted about 7,600 people in attendance that night, including me, when the Blue Dragons won that national championship in 1988. What were you feeling at the time?
Most of the game, frustration, because we weren't playing very well, and I didn't feel like I was playing very well. But just the atmosphere, the amount of fans that were in the building, well past probably the official capacity of the building, was just unbelievable. And as a student athlete, to be able to play in that environment is just a blessing. And then to be able to find a way late to win that game was just unbelievable.
Had to overcome some adversity. As I recall, the Blue Dragons were down about 12 points in that game to Kankakee.
We were doing everything possible to get as far behind as we could in the first half of that game, and Coach Farrar was not very happy with us. But we had enough talent, and we had guys that believed in each other and played hard, and we were able to find a way to get close. And once we got close, I think we just felt that we were going to be able to figure out a way to get it done.
Well, you hit the big shot with not too much time remaining in regulation, and then some craziness happened. Could you talk to us about what happened after that?
Well, you know, they take the shot from the corner, and everyone thinks the game is over. The ball bounces over the backboard, and then the fans are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to celebrate, thinking the game's over. But unfortunately, there was still some time on the clock. I mean, that's usually a no-no. But then we have to sit around and wait to see if it's going to be a technical, not a technical. They're going to get shots in the ball. And being a national tournament, obviously I think they made the right call. There's neutral site and there's no free throws, but it just added to everything else you had to go through. And you just hope at that point as a player they're not going to find a way to take away that opportunity from you. But just an unbelievable night, unbelievable group of guys to play with.
Al Wagler was the tournament director at the time, and the officials actually went to Al Wagler to ask him, who's the home team here? He said, no, this is a neutral court during the tournament. You can't call a technical foul.
Yeah, and I'm sure Kankakee was going to argue that profusely, that how can it be a neutral site when it's got Hutchinson, written all over it. But that's the rules, and, luckily it went our way.
Basketball fans are very familiar with the history there, but some of our fans might not be aware of what you did later that year after basketball season was over.
Yeah, I jumped right from basketball into track and field and was able to, get in good shape and get my events down and win nationals again in May. And to be able to have a chance to win 2 titles in 1 year, I never would have thought that going in, especially with the decathlons. I didn't have any experience with that in high school, but it just made for an unbelievable experience in my 2 years here, and this has always been a real special place for me.
Well, you're always welcome here in the center of the garden spot of the universe, also known as Hutchinson, Kansas, USA.
Well, I got to apologize because I have not been back here near enough over the last 30 years. But regardless, it's always been a special place for me, and it's where I really got my start for the things that came later. And there's a lot of things I learned here and experiences I had that played a big part later on.
You were a gold medalist in the decathlon, national champion. You were a national champion in basketball. I've been telling a lot of people a case could be made that Steve Fritz is the greatest athlete to ever come to Hutchinson Community College.
I wouldn't think so. I'm sure there's guys that were a lot more athletic. I was very fortunate to be here at the right time with the right guys, right coaches, and things have to bounce your way. I mean, a lot of times during that national tournament, things could have gone the other direction and we wouldn't be talking about it. But there's a lot of luck in that sometimes, but I was just glad to be here, and I tried to work hard and do what I was supposed to, and things worked out pretty well, obviously.
Well, and I know it's difficult. Sometimes people have to drag it out of you to talk about some of those great successful moments that you had in the past, because you're the type guy that keeps moving forward and moves on to other challenges. After you left Hutchinson Community College, you went on to Kansas State.
Yep. Kansas State was a lot of fun. Obviously, played 2 years of basketball there, but not in a row. I do things a little more difficult. Play 1 year, sit 1 year, play 1 year. And track went well. I was able to be All-American there and led her for basketball for 2 years, which was a lot of fun. Not too many people get to do 2 sports at Division I level. And then I had a fair amount of success when I left Kansas State as well.
That's an understatement. At Kansas State, it was the Big 8 in those days, and you set the all-time high mark for decathlete for that entire conference. And as a matter of fact, one of the best in the country. And then you got to participate in some world championship events, got to go to the Olympics. And your Olympic score, I know you don't talk about it very much, Steve, but your decathlon Olympic score would have either won the Olympics or finished in the top 3 almost every Olympic Games except for the one in 1996.
Well, it's one of those things, like I said earlier about my time here at Hutch, is you got to be a little bit fortunate, and things got to break your way, and things did when I was here. But when we get to the international level, unfortunately or fortunately, I came up with a group of guys that are really good worldwide, and we put together some really monster scores. But again, if it had been a different time, I would have had some other medals to go along with it. But you know, the experiences and the things I got to do, I never thought I'd get to that point when I started out. So all those kind of things, the travel and the big meets, that was all great. I never would have thought I'd got there.
When you traveled the world to compete in different events, did you get to see much of the city you would go to, or was it pretty much all hotel, track?
The bigger meets, yeah, because you're there for about a week. Because a lot of times there's a training camp not too far away for a few days, and then the decathlon 2 days, and so you get a chance to see some things. And for me, with the decathlon, you got a chance to get to know the guys you're competing against a little bit. It's a little different than the 100-meter guys. You show up, you run for 9 seconds, and you're off the track. We're out there for 9-10 hours a day, so you get to really absorb the atmosphere and enjoy the moment a little bit more than some of the other guys.
And your wife, Susie, is in her 18th season as the head volleyball coach at Kansas State. Where did you two meet?
At Kansas State.
Oh, what a great place.
Obviously, you know, my office is right above hers in Ahern, and then we used to park side by side out in front. So it's just kind of one of those things that's kind of worked out. And she's doing a great job and been very supportive. And we've got two kids. One's a senior who's here tonight, and then we also have a freshman, Jake. And so it's been good. Manhattan's been good to us. Hutch was good to me when I was here, but been pretty fortunate in my life to be in the right place at the right time more than once.
Well, you've made your own good fortune, I have a feeling. You're one of the few people that can say you're already in the Blue Dragon Hall of Fame as an individual athlete. You were inducted in 2012, and congratulations. Tonight you'll be inducted as part of that 1988 championship basketball team.
Well, I'm glad to see the rest of the guys on that team to get in there, because they worked really hard and accomplished a lot, and I'm glad they're getting in there as well.
Coach Fritz, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to be back in 60 seconds to get this third quarter underway. We'll take any pointers that you want to give us about how to compete.
No, they're doing fine.
All right, 60 seconds. We'll tip off the third quarter.
Tax reform impacts virtually every tax return this year. That means yours, too. If you're wondering what that means for you and your refund, but don't want to spend hours reading the tax code, head over to H&R Block. No one knows tax reform better than Block. Their tax pros will help you find every credit and deduction available, so you get every dollar you deserve. Because wouldn't you rather spend more time thinking about what to do with your maximum refund and less time figuring out what a TCJA qualifying eligible dependent is? Hint, it's your kid. In person or online, Block has your back.
Visit H&R Block in Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth.
The Rothy family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
Both teams back on the floor. We're about ready for the beginning of the second half. The Blue Dragons in pretty much complete control at halftime with a 44-24 advantage over Colby Trojans. Blue Dragons were exceptionally good in the game's first 5 minutes. Built a big lead by outstanding passing, getting a batch of inside baskets to fall, and never a serious threat from Colby in the game's first 20 minutes.
What a treat to be visited by Steve Fritz. I should explain the reason I called him Coach Fritz. He was a track coach at Kansas State for 21 years and then head basketball boys coach at Riley County for a few years.
Blue Dragons with the basketball, the second half underway, 44-24. And the Blue Dragons with the opening possession of the third quarter. Bradshaw drives to the free throw line, back again, dishes it out front. Shot clock down to 10. It is Michaela Van Ness. Shot clock at 7. Puts up a 3. Doesn't get it off the back iron. Roebuck tries to rebound, dives for it. It'll be a shared possession, but since the Blue Dragons played it in to start the quarter, this time the ball will go to Colby.
Trojans came out and played excellent defense that possession.
Trojans almost mess up the inbounds, but Hutchinson not putting any pressure on in the backcourt this time. Trojans up the floor. Sia Williams comes across the top of the circle, and a foul on Hutchinson. Abby Ogle jumping in, committing the foul. Just underway, second half, again 44-24 Hutchinson. Blue Dragons trying to go to 21-0.
You can watch the action along with us at BlueDragonSport.com. BlueDragonSports.com.
Williams keeps it on the wing, bounces it down, backing in and getting good position, and scoring is Michaela Bethel. That's one of the few inside shots that Colby has gotten. Just nice entry pass from the wing, and the Hutchinson foul on Jada Mickens. Free throw coming for Bethel, and it is good. So the first 3 points of the game for Bethel. Blue Dragons with the basketball, still on top by 17, 44-27. Hutchinson weaving it out front. Shot comes from the top of the key, and it is too hard, but Ogle follows her own shot, and a little floater in the lane is good by Abby Ogle.
Abby Ogle, she is a champion. She just does everything you want a player to do to help her team compete.
Coach Scales hollering at his kids, not understanding how you don't block out the shooter.
Well, sometimes it's easier said than done when someone like Abby Ogle is going after the offensive rebound.
Sia Williams works right. Guarded by Mapasua. Bounces it inside Bethel. Back to the left side. The 3 airborne and missing everything by Jordan Dixon. Rebounded by the Dragons. Van Ed controls. Cross court Mickens. Mickens on the drive. Scoops it off the window and scores it. Jada Mickens with her 10th point. 48-27. Dragons up by 21. Jordan Dixon. Left side, it is Sia Williams. Williams uses up her dribble, lobs over the top, and it is lost out of bounds by Colby.
Abby Ogle took a little shot to the side of her face as she was trying to track down that basketball.
She is trying to shake it off as she comes to the offensive end. It is Bradshaw that brings it up the floor for Hutchinson along with Roebuck. Bradshaw controlling. Roebuck up high. Mickens also up high. Dragons have it cleared out underneath. Now they lob it down inside, and doing her thing again is Dejanae Roebuck. Got position, used her body to screen off the defender, knocked it down, and she'll get a free throw to go with it. In other words, she did just about everything you're supposed to do. Maury Scales on the foul. Free throw short. Dragons contest the rebound and wind up with it. Mickens scores. Offensive rebounding by the Dragons, paying off in a big way, and a quick timeout. Just as he had to do it in the first quarter, he does it in the third. Coach Scales wants a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
We understand. You can't plan ahead for an illness or injury, yet you'd really like same-day treatment. That's why Prairie Star offers walk-in clinic services with a responsive medical staff to care for you and your family.
Yes, we want to be your medical home.
Welcome to Prairie Star Health Center and walk-in clinic, whether you have insurance or not. 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Well, the Blue Dragons have extended a 20-point lead to 25 at 52-27 with some awfully good basketball opening the third quarter. And now Hutchinson returns to pressure in the backcourt. Colby taking its time. Deflection by the Dragons. Takeaway. Lead. Pass ahead. Bradshaw controls and scores. Assist to Abby Ogle. They combine for the takeaway.
This relentless defense is becoming a signature of the Blue Dragons.
There's another takeaway by the Dragons, this time by Mickens. She feeds inside. The Dragons score. Michaela Van Eck. 56-27. Dragon pressure really bothering Colby. Almost got another takeaway, but the Trojans get it to the offensive end, drive baseline, and get a shot from the top of the key, which is good. A long two-pointer by Maury Scales. She'd have been half a foot farther back, it would have been a tray.
Maury Scales settled the Trojans down a little bit. They were going through a reeling set of possessions there.
Mickens, now Van Eck. Van Eck operates out front. Ogle in traffic. Underhand scoop. Got it off the window with an amazing amount of English and draws a foul.
That's another one of the highlights that she can add to her huddle film if she ever wants to do that. That was an acrobatic, tough finish.
There's no way that she could make that shot without a bunch of English coming off the backboard, because she was so far underneath.
Now that's the type shot when you're playing in the driveway, you hit the bottom of the rim or the bottom of the backboard when you attempt it.
Free throw is missed. Dragons try to rebound, can't get to it, tracked down by Guillory. 58-29, Hutchinson doubling up Colby. 6:20 to play in the third. Rusty Hills, Dan Nacarado with you. If you're worried about Glenn, he's fine. We just kept him busy with Hutchinson High School girls basketball in Lawrence the last 3 days. He's getting a Saturday evening off. Entry pass to Bethel. Bethel goes one way, turns, shoots the other way. Off the glass, not good. Gets her own offensive rebound. Backhands it, and a Hutchinson foul. Pretty good work on the inside by Michaela Bethel, who did everything but score. Tia Bradshaw picking up the Hutchinson foul.
Trojan will throw it in on the baseline because the Blue Dragons have not put him in the bonus yet.
Ball comes in the corner to Williams. Williams drives, shot blocked, taken by Roba. Dragons on the break, ahead to Bradshaw. Taken out of the play as she put the shot up. Obviously a deliberate foul on Jordan Dixon, though it won't be ruled as such.
Jordan Dixon, she made certain that there was no possible way Tia Bradshaw could complete that field goal.
We'll see if it pays off. Bradshaw is a 61% free throw shooter. Would have had a lay-in. Free throw is good. Third point of the night for Tia. She was a Dodge City Red Demon.
She's a strong player.
Coach Knack and I were out there last week for the Tournament of Champions. I think maybe the best high school tournament I've ever seen.
It's a great experience.
Second free throw also good.
Any road trip with you is a good experience, though.
You're awfully kind. Dragons with pressure. Handled by the Trojans. Scales with it. Scales works toward the left-hand corner. Now decides to bring it out front. Leaves it for Grayson. Grayson with 10 seconds to go. Wants to drive down the right side of the lane. Got her shot blocked by Roba. Taken by Bradshaw. Bradshaw pushes. And then dishes it out to Ogle. Ogle drives inside. Collision. And they're going to call a blocking foul. The Dragons would just as soon turn that one down because the pass was spectacular and would have set up a layup.
On that possession on the other end, Amari Grayson was doing everything she could possibly dream up to free herself up for the shot, but the Blue Dragon defense was just so good. And then the Dragons attacked the other direction. That's what they do.
Van Eck inbounds Roebuck. Van Eck gets it back, fires out of the corner, in and out. Mickens had a piece of the rebound. It was taken away from her by Bethel. Michaela Bethel for Colby. Dragons lead at 60-29.
The really scary thing is the Dragons are ahead 60-29, and they really have not had a good three-point shooting night tonight.
The defense is so good. Jordan Dixon puts up a guarded shot on the baseline. It doesn't go. Bradshaw grabs the rebound. brings it up the floor, fires it ahead to Ogle in the corner. Colby back defensively. Ball goes inside. And Dejanay Roebuck again for two. 62-29. Hutchinson pressure is relentless.
They're just so good at every aspect of this sport that you and I like so much.
Ball inbounded, and is Sia Williams with it. Guarded by Mapasua. Right side of the floor. Drive by Dixon, cut off. Maintains the dribble. Now out front to Scales. Scales down the right side of the lane. Put up the shot, didn't get it. Nice rebound by Roebuck, who comes out with it on the dribble this time. Ahead to Ogle. Ogle drives to the baseline. Drives inside. Doesn't get it. Rebound follow doesn't go, but Roebuck will go back to the free throw line.
Blue Dragons are getting it done, and they're doing it by playing together as a team. They don't really have to stand around and wait for one player to figure out a way to attack the goal, because they have a great team concept. They keep good spacing, and everybody moves without the ball. They set screens for each other, and when they get an open look, they cash in.
As Roebuck does on the first free throw, which, by the way, was her 10th free throw in this game. And 10 and 11 are both successful.
As hard as the Dragons play on defense, a lot of games they make more free throws than their opponents attempt.
64-29 Hutchinson, halfway through the third quarter. Mobley in the corner, a three is rung up for Jordan Dixon.
Good shot by Dixon.
64-32, Hutchinson continuing to double up Colby's Trojans. Bradshaw works right. High post to Mickens. Will shoot from there. Hits the free throw line jumper. Jada Mickens with 14. 3.5 to play in the third quarter, 66-32. This is a Hutchinson team, and I'm not suggesting they'll do it tonight, but they've been over the century mark 4 times this season.
In the first half, 9 different Dragons scored. It's just there's so many weapons.
Mobley dribbles into traffic, muscles one up, doesn't get it. Dragons do such a good job of blocking out. Rebounded by Mickens. Up the floor in a hurry. Mapasua has it in the corner. Tosses it inside. Roebuck goes underneath, reverses it up, doesn't get it. Mickens tries to rebound and lost it out of bounds. It will go to Colby's Trojans. And we're going to see Keely Tinney in for the Blue Dragons. Also coming in for Hutchinson, Milan Schimmel. Mickens and Roebuck come out. Also coming out, Bradshaw, Ogle. We got lots of new faces out there. Michaela Johnson on the floor for Hutchinson. I think the only one that stayed was Mapasua. Nope. Vanette is out there.
It's a deep basketball team.
Sia Williams at the free throw line. Left side, Maury Scales. Scales lobs down deep. Ball knocked loose by Tinney. Retrieved by Colby. And a shot off the window doesn't go by Mobley. And a foul on Colby on the rebound. And Michaela Johnson came down hard on her back.
Yeah, that was a little bit awkward the way she fell. She's tough, though. She's getting up, and she wants to continue to compete. That does put the Blue Dragons into the bonus. So I've always said sometimes the basketball seems to have healing powers. When you hand the basketball to Michaela and tell her, you know what, you get to go and have a chance to make a free throw. Oh, I'm okay, Coach.
Yeah. Johnson, free throw, good.
You know, I'm wondering if we couldn't have just rubbed the basketball on Coach Gooch's knee, and maybe he would not have needed knee replacement. We just could say, hey, Coach Gooch, you get to shoot the ball. He probably would have had a 40-inch vertical.
3 weeks out from knee surgery. I would guess that the Hutchinson coach, second free throw bounces around and goes in. If there'd have been a good way to avoid that surgery, he'd have probably done it, because that is painful stuff.
He's tough, and I'll tell you what, he's a champion. He's got great eye-hand coordination.
And he will be so much better off as a result of having had it. Bethel handles on the right side. Blue Dragons lead it by 36 points. Caitlin Guillory holds at the top of the key. Defender falls down, And a drive to the basket by Sia Williams, just stripped away from her by Schimmel. Dragons have the basketball at the offensive end. Corner three, ring it up for Milan Schimmel, her second of the game, her 19th of the season.
Nice left-handed stroke.
71-32. Blue Dragons running away with this one. Guillory has it. Drives to the basket. Fouled en route. That was one of the rare times in this basketball game that the Dragon defender was at the side and reached. And paying the price for it with a foul is Keely Tinney.
Sends Caitlin Guillory to the free throw line, and she makes the first one.
Guillory's had a decent game. That was her 9th point. Another free throw following.
Now, these Colby Trojans can play. It's not like that this team is a weak team. They're a good college basketball team. They're just running into a Blue Dragon team that is super impressive.
Both free throws by Guillory are good. 71-34, minute 45 to play in the third quarter. Mapasua. Dragons working around the perimeter. Winds up in the hands of Schimmel. Now Van Nat puts up a teardrop in the paint, doesn't get it. Dragons can't get the offensive rebound. Johnson was too far under, and a rebound taken away by Colby. For the Trojans, Kiera Knight drives. First shot blocked, but a foul called. This one will go on Milan Schimmel.
That's her second personal foul.
In the act of shooting, Kiera Knight, as a result of the foul, gets 2 freebies.
Kiera Knight from Hobbs, New Mexico.
High arching free throw is good. One more shot for Kiera.
5'6" freshman.
And the second one is up, and it is good. 71-36. Hutchinson inbounds, and now a little bit of pressure by the Trojans. Not much. They call it off, back it off.
Blue Dragons will run the triangle offense again.
And off the floor, Mapasua. Johnson all alone at the top of the key. Now Van Nat. Now rifled down to Tinney inside. Tinney can't get a shot up. Almost turns it over, but she's bailed out by hustling Michaela Van Nat. 7 to shoot for the Dragons. A drive. Shot off the baseline. Good. Nice job of creating a shot. Lauren Mapasua scored right at the end of the shot clock.
Colby played outstanding half-court defense. Blue Dragons were able to score with 1 second on the clock.
Lob down inside. Bethel tosses it to the corner, and a long-range try for 3 by Maury Scales is off the mark. And the Blue Dragons up the floor with half a minute to play. 3-pointer from the corner, missed. Rebound follow, missed. Another rebound follow, good. Sticking with it, Keely Tinney has 6.
Keely Tinney on her pogo stick.
There's a drive all the way and a foul called on the Dragons.
All right, that might be offensive.
They could have called it offensive. A Dragon is down. And it is Lauren Mapasua. Might have banged her head pretty hard.
Let's hope not. Let's hope it's just one of those little aches and pains from taking a hard fall as she absorbed the charge. You got to have some courage and toughness to take charges, and she definitely did a good job on that one.
Ryan Hilty out to tend to the injured Blue Dragon. She's up.
Can't use my standard treatment of saying, here's the basketball, you get to go shoot a free throw, because that was an offensive foul against Colby. So Lauren will have to come over and get some help from the training staff.
It was nice to see Terry Winkle at the Hall of Fame luncheon today. Terry was a Blue Dragon head trainer for a long, long time.
Ryan Hilty assumed those duties, does a great job.
Dragons have to hurry to get a shot up. Johnson gets it up. It doesn't go. And through 3, Hutchinson with a 31-point third quarter leads it 75-36. Fourth quarter, in 1 minute.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
This is Carter Fowle, president of Hutchinson Community College. I invite you to join us this winter as the proud tradition of Blue Dragon men's and women's basketball continues at the historic Hutchinson Sports Arena. Both teams are favorites in the tough Jayhawk Conference, so you won't want to miss any of the action. Find the schedule at BlueDragonSports.com, like us on Facebook, and follow Blue Dragon Sports on Twitter. As always, go Blue Dragons.
Take a 21-0 record to Barton next Wednesday. That'll be the next big test.
When you look at the stat sheet through 3 quarters, the one that just immediately jumps out at you, other than the Blue Dragons being ahead on the scoreboard 75-36, that rebounding advantage now 37-17.
Blue Dragons start the fourth quarter with possession. Sarah Kramer gets free. Michaela Johnson jumps and scores from 14 feet out in the lane. So Michaela Johnson with her first field goal to go with 4 made free throws. 77-36. For Colby, Kira Knight. Now drive by Guillory, shot missed, rebounded by Tinney. Off to Milan Schimmel. Schimmel up the floor, tosses it in the corner. Kramer enters it to the post. Michaela Johnson turns, shoots in the paint, doesn't get it. Tinney with the rebound follow. Looked like she was fouled, no call made. And off the miss, Colby has the basketball. Jordan Dixon fouled on her drive. And they'll play it in. We're just into the fourth quarter. Hutchinson in complete control, 77-36.
First personal foul whistled against Kelsey Brett.
Baseline left inbounds. Lob it inside, ball loose momentarily. Colby retrieves. Jordan Dixon's 3 off the back iron, rebounded by the Dragons. Grabbed by Keeley Tinney. Up the floor comes Hutchinson. Milan Schimmel lobs over the top, broken up by Bethel and taken away by the Colby Trojans. Nice defense on that occasion by Colby for the Trojans. Dixon gets all the way to the baseline. Her shot blocked. Blue Dragons have it on the run, break situation, and wind up taking a little set shot from the side, which is missed by Kelsey Brett. And a timeout will be taken. 8:37 to play in this basketball game. Hutchinson by a bunch, 77-36. We return in a minute.
ARCAT is now part of a regional transportation partnership with Sedgwick County Transportation and Wichita Transit. We are working together to provide rides to Wichita and back on Tuesdays. Wichita Transit has fixed route and paratransit service available within the city. Round trip costs range between $19 and $27. Advanced registration with ARCAT is required. ARCAT is first come, first served general public transportation. Call 694-2913 for details.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon athletics.
Coach Knack, you're pointing out to me that all of the Dragons that have played the game, except for Sarah Kramer, have a basket. We got 8.5 minutes to get her one.
Yeah, I need to get Coach Phil Anderson's attention over here and convince him to run a backdoor play for Sarah Kramer or something so she can get on the board this fourth quarter. Dragons suited up, 11 players tonight, 10 of them have scored.
Again, Ty Kimbrough will be back with the Dragons maybe as early as next week. That'll be a big help.
How scary is that when they get her back, they're going to even have another good player out there.
Ball almost turned over by Colby. They retrieve it nicely on the baseline. Go inside to Bethel. Bethel back outside. Guillory's three, miss. Rebound, Blue Dragons. The Dragons have owned the glass. Long pass to forecourt. Kramer has it. Fires from 15. And
there it
scored.
is.
Now she's scored. Every Blue Dragon suited up has scored in this game, and Hutchinson's lead is 43, 79-36. Jordan Dixon takes it to the baseline, gives it off, and there's a pretty easy basket by Caitlin Guillory. For the Blue Dragons, controlling. Schimmel. Give and go. Schimmel scores.
Wow.
Nice assist to Michaela Johnson.
You know, several of these players, when I look at them, they remind me of some good players that have come through here in the past.
There's a lot of good players on this basketball team. Not very many weak leagues, if any. There's a shot in the paint, missed by Knight. You hear Coach Answers hollering, go. Dragons accelerate all the way to the basket. Miss. Tenney tries to rebound the follow, and the Dragons can't control it. It's out of bounds to Colby.
In particular, I keep thinking I'm seeing Kalani Purcell out there, and Kalani Purcell was one of those All-American big-time players, and I see several players on this team that do some of the things similar to the way she did it when she was here.
Kalani Purcell might have been the best athlete I've ever seen in a Blue Dragon uniform on the women's side.
But when you look at Keely Tenney, when you look at Milan Schimmel, when you look at Abby Ogle, those three players in particular constantly remind me of Kalani Purcell.
Dragons guilty of a foul at the Colby offensive end. It's number 3 on Keely Tenney. Colby inbounds, and another foul. And that one might also go on Tenney. It does. Well, she picked up 2 quick ones.
Every now and then Kalani Purcell would commit a foul. Matter of fact, many games she came off the bench to help avoid her getting in foul trouble.
Grayson with it, and now it's Guillory on the drive. Nice move. Guillory scores from the left side.
Slashing move to the basket by Guillory. Very nice basket.
Sarah Kramer has it for Hutchinson on the wing. Out front to Tenney. In the paint to Michaela Johnson. Turns one way, goes the other. Everything but the finish. Rebound taken away by Colby. Up the floor in a hurry. Jordan Dixon drives. And they count the basket on the drive by Colby.
Wow, Sarah Kramer, she got sent on a tumbling run after she absorbed that charge, and I'm sure she was hoping that at least she would get the foul called on her opponent.
So Jordan Dixon with an opportunity for a three-point play. The old-fashioned way converts.
Good play by Dixon.
81-43 Hutchinson. Hutchinson big. Dragons have led this all the way. Led by 13 at the quarter break, and it has only gotten more lopsided. Sarah Kramer looks down underneath. Short-range shot is missed by Johnson. And Michaela just short-armed that one. Rebound to that miss taken away by Colby. And a blocking foul on Hutchinson at the other end. That one will go on Kelsey Brett. Dragons committing a lot of fouls here in the fourth quarter. And perhaps you heard Coach Anderson off to our right. Quit fouling.
I wondered if he heard what you said, Rusty, because right after you said it, we heard it from Coach Anderson.
To the free throw line goes Jordan Dixon. Free throw bounces it around. A couple of soft bounces on the rim. It drops through. 11 for Jordan Dixon in this game. That's about double her average.
Apasua and Nickens return to the lineup. Almost 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. The Dragons lead at 81-44.
Second free throw is good. Dixon makes them both. 81-45.
And when you look at that scoreboard, it's really not that much out of the ordinary. The Dragons' average game has been 84-49.
Dragons with the basketball. Schimmel backing in, turns from 13, got the soft bounce off the back iron.
Good shot, nice soft touch.
10 for her, 83-45. Now Amari Grayson. Dixon from three-point land. Hits again. Jordan Dixon's knocked down a couple of threes. She's having a big-time game. Long pass to forecourt. Kramer tries to drive. Got fouled.
Dixon with 15 points for the Colby Trojans. The girl can play.
Jordan Dixon drawing the foul, her fourth. Dragons inbound. Tinney can't handle it. Taken away by Kiera Knight. Knight scoops, didn't get high enough on the glass. Hutchinson rebound by Schimmel. Schimmel throws long behind everybody, and laying it in is Keely Tinney. What a pass from Schimmel.
Pretty diagonal pass on the fast break. Hit her right in stride, and then Tinney put it in.
85-48. Hutchinson cruising with 4:40 to play. Ball goes into Bethel, and it's stripped and taken away from her by Tinney. Off to Mapasua. Mapasua lays it off to Mickens. And Mickens with the lay-in. Nice assist, Lauren Mapasua.
Everybody ran the floor for the Blue Dragons, and they got rewarded.
87-48. Pass down on the baseline. It is a nice throw to Kiera Knight, who's able to convert and make it 87-50.
That was a good offensive play. Spotted the open teammate.
Mapasua. Now Mickens from the free throw line. Good. I'm going to tell you what, she's good underneath the basket. She's good all the way out to about 15 feet.
Absolutely. Mickens is a player who can score from a lot of places on the court.
It's her 9th field goal of the game, 18th point. There is a Hutchinson foul on a drive by Caitlin Guillory. Guillory will go to the free throw line. I think Jada Mickens slapped her on the arm. Kramer? Okay, Sarah Kramer. Free throw bounces out.
Nice crowd on hand here at the Hutchinson Sports Arena. Again, it was Chilean Pie Night. Nice fundraiser to help with scholarships.
One more free throw by Guillory, young lady from Keller, Texas. Missed it as well. Nice block out by the Dragons. Sarah Kramer comes up with it, pushes it up the floor. Good look by Brett at a three-pointer, doesn't get it. Dragons rebound inside, a miss, and then another follow by Jada Mickens is good. Tinney missed, Mickens didn't.
Determination. Blue Dragons just wanted to keep firing away until they made it.
91-50. Outside shot at 100 points for the Blue Dragons again.
Most important thing, it'll be win number 21. 21-0 on this 2018-19 season.
Three-point try, miss from the side, but rebounded by Grayson. Off to Jordan Dixon. Dixon backs out, guarded by Kramer. Wants to drive. Kramer stays in front of her. And now the ball surrendered. And a foul as Maury Scales takes it to the basket. A couple of free throws coming for Maury Scales.
Scales did a nice job of attacking and forcing the action. Didn't give Kelsey Brett much room to go anywhere. She didn't want to commit the foul, but didn't really have much choice.
Scales misses the first of two.
Scales was at Coffeyville last season. I believe she redshirted there, and then when her father was hired as the head coach at Colby Community College, Coffeyville was considerate enough to release her and allow her to go play where her dad is coaching.
1 of 2 on that trip by Maury Scales. She has scored 8 in the contest. 91-51, 2:40 to play. Brett. Now top of the key, Tinney. Now inside Johnson. Easy basket. Michaela Johnson has 8. 93-51. There's a takeaway by Brett. Brett races up the floor. Couple of defenders back. Brett banks it too hard. Offensive follow. Good.
Mapasua, she recovered from whatever she was a little shaken up by a few minutes ago, because that was a difficult offensive rebound that she snared and then went right back up to put the ball in the basket.
95-51. Guillory Off the glass, doesn't get it. Rebound off the floor by Kramer. Sarah pushes it. Sideline to Mapasua. Inside deflected. Mapasua tracks it down. Now Kramer in the corner. Back out front to Mapasua. Minute 50 to play. Left side, Brett. Top of the key. Nice ball movement by the Dragons. Wheeling to her left, Sarah Kramer. 10 to shoot. Kramer almost tied up. Wrestles the ball away. Goes inside Penny. Fouled as she put it up. And Keely Tinney will get free throws.
You know, that's another case where the Trojans played excellent defense for 25 seconds, but then the Blue Dragons found an opening.
Blue Dragons are just relentless, offensively and defensively. Tinney's free throw is not good. Dragons shoot 70% at the free throw line. Most coaches would like to see that 72, 73%. One more shot for Tinney. This one is good. And the Dragons have 96. Minute 35 to go. 96-51. Jordan Dixon. Now Grayson. Stops, pops, hits. Long two-pointer by Grayson, her first points of the game.
Hutchinson very well might hit that century mark.
They might. Probably have to score 2 possessions in a row. Mapasua didn't get it off high enough off the window. Wow. Got her own rebound, follows it in, and she'll be the beneficiary of a foul. Lauren Mapasua with a strong inside play.
There is just so much to like about watching these Blue Dragons play basketball. They play hard, they're skilled, they're talented. They're a fun bunch that has great chemistry, and it's in a great environment here at the Hutchinson Sports Arena where the events are always first class. The Hutchinson Athletic Department does a fantastic job.
Mapasua's free throw ricochets away. 98-53, a minute to play in a game, and quickly at the other end, a basket by Kiera Knight.
Okay, get ready for the crowd to get excited about that century mark.
Say they have to score on this trip because if they get it back, I think they'll dribble it out.
That's probably true.
Dragons have it in the hands of Keely Tinney and turn it over, but kicking the ball is called, so the Dragons will get it back. 41 seconds to go. They will have 13 to get a shot up.
Yeah, the shot clock doesn't reset on the kicked ball to 30. It should go to 15, which it has.
Ball comes in. Johnson in close. Johnson up. Doesn't get it. Scramble for the rebound and a foul.
Well, they came close.
Got the shot they wanted. Michaela Johnson missed it in the paint from about 4 or 5 feet away. Hutchinson fouling.
That 100-point mark is one of those things that crowds like to cheer for, but doesn't really.
Well, the Dragons are going to have to take a shot because there's 37 seconds left in the game.
Usually,
shot clock is 30.
Usually coaches don't care too much about it one way or the other. And for that matter, players don't even usually care about it that much. But fans like to see it.
Guillory missed the free throw. She's missed 3 straight. And the second one is good. So the Blue Dragons, probably the last possession of the game. 98-56.
They're going to look for a back cut. Wasn't there.
Dragons have it out front. Now enter it down inside. Shot missed. Tinney tries to get it back. Got tied up. The arrow gives it to Colby.
I think the official knew the game situation and just didn't want to call a foul on that shot attempt. Sometimes that happens.
Ball comes into Colby's Trojans. And the Blue Dragons 15 seconds away from win number 21. 3 is good by Caitlin Guillory, who's had a pretty good game of her own. Now the Dragons will just dribble it out.
18 points for Guillory.
Mapasua brings it up the floor, and you can write this one in the record book. The Blue Dragons prevail, and prevail convincingly. Hutchinson 98, Colby 59. We'll add things up. Be back with you in 2 minutes.
If getting a new iPhone is on your wish list, then wish no further. At Next Tech Wireless, all smartphones, including the new iPhones, are 50% off. You can save over $350 on your new iPhone and even trade in your old phone for more credit.